Hi guys, today I am installing the rock lights on my truck. In my case, this is a set of 4 rock lights made by Lasfit. Rock lights were originally intended to be used for off-roading in the darkness to assist with illuminating the road or rocks right next to the wheels, since headlights only illuminate the terrain in front of you. However, most of the times you will find people using them for aesthetic purposes to make their cars look cool. I personally found rock lights to be useful for many other things. I use them as accent lights during camping, when working around or unloading car at night, or when you need to be stealthy and want to drive up to a place without using headlights. It also helps me at the boat ramps during early morning or evening hours. The kit comes with 4 or 8 rock lights. I went with a set of 4. Rubber mounting pads, all of the necessary mounting hardware and zip ties, a wiring harness that supports up to 8 rock lights if you later decide to add a few more, on-off switch to control the lights, and battery terminal cables. The red cable has a 10-amp fuse to protect the lights in case of power surge. I was very pleased with the build quality. The lights are made of heavy-duty metal and has glass lenses. Cables are pretty long and have quick connections that don't require any soldering, which is definitely a huge plus and time saver. Mounting pads look good and versatile. Braided wires for the battery terminals have convenient C-shaped connectors. On-off switch wires can be easily removed and used with other pre-installed factory switches or aftermarket switch panels. Wiring harnesses looks good too. All of the connectors have waterproof rubber O-rings and twist-on caps to protect from splashing or even submerging underwater. The kit has IP68 water and shockproof rating, which is definitely a must-have feature if you are going to be getting into some dirt, rocks, and water. I couldn't resist to test it, and sure enough, these lights work just as well when fully submerged. These are two-tone lights, white and amber. These are generally 2 most popular off-road light colors. Some people like the white color because it's much brighter and allows for better visibility. Others argue that amber is better in foggy, rainy, and snowy conditions, and that it gives you less eye fatigue. These Lasfit rock lights combine both options in one package, and you can choose one or another based on your particular situation with the flip of a switch. When camping, I'm going to be using these lights with the external battery. That way I can run them all night and not worry about draining the main car battery in the middle of nowhere. LED lights are using very little energy and should be able to last for a very long time on a single charge. To mount the lights, you can drill the holes, or if you're lucky, you may already have existing mounts or holes in the wheel wells. Otherwise, you can attach them to the fender liner, which is probably the next best and easiest method. I also suggest finding the best installation position at night when you can actually clearly see the light pattern on your particular car. Trace the exact spot where you want to install the light and mark the locations for the holes. Remove riveting clips for the fender liners. Pull back the fender liner and drill the holes. For the hole in the center, use a drill bit large enough to accommodate the connectors. Notice how boxes are labeled for front and rear. This is because the lights for the rear have longer cables, so plan accordingly. Feed the cable through the mounting pad and into the hole on the fender liner. Secure the lights using included hardware. Hide the cable under the fender liner. I found this hole in the frame leading to the engine compartment. I also suggest in places like this with sharp edges to use wire tubing to protect cables from damage. Ideally, you can run the wires alongside the existing wiring harnesses. Secure them with included zip ties to avoid any loosens, rubbing, or tangling. Repeat the same process for the rest of the lights, and then attach all of the connectors. Keep all unused connectors covered with these protective caps. Next comes probably the most difficult part of this whole install. To run the cables into the cabin of the car, we will need to feed them through this opening in the firewall where all other wires go to. Temporarily disconnect the power switch from the cables. Notice this close-ended rubber channel on the bottom. Cut off the tip, and now you'll have direct access to the cabin. If the channel is a bit too tight for your cables, You can use a stiff wire and push it through from the inside. Then attach your cables to the wire with electrical tape and try to keep it as narrow as possible. You can also use a dab of dielectric grease to make it go through easier. Now simply pull the wire into the cabin. As you can see, it isn't as difficult as it may seem. You can install the switch into any available blank panel or find a good spot on the dashboard for it. In my case, I can simply take out the coin tray, pop out the blank panel, run the cables, cut a hole in the panel, insert the switch and pop it back in. Nothing complicated here. Finally, connect the red wire to the positive terminal on the battery, black to the negative, and you're all set. And here is how the finished lights look at night. Overall, I'm really pleased with this setup, and I'm also considering getting 4 more lights to install in the front, back, and under the running boards to complete the picture. I hope this video was informative, and if you're interested, I'll drop a link for this Lasfit rock lights kit down in the comments section below. Currently, there's a 20% off coupon code available for it. Be sure to use it at the checkout. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.